Okay, the triathlon. Let's talk about it. Sit here on a random piece of rock to discuss what went down. It's probably going to be very long, but yeah. First of all, where can we start? It's done. It's done. That was honestly one of the most difficult things I have ever done. Ever done. I'm so not ready for a triathlon. Like, I am not conditioned to do it whatsoever. Right? Fit enough to get through it. I'll give you that. Fit enough to get through it, but definitely not fit enough to do well in it. Or at least that's how I felt. Excuse me if there is some language inside this video. It's the only way I can actually get across how I truly feel about this experience. And yeah, okay, so there's a lot of people that entered, I think, because I did the sprint triathlon, right? And I think for the sprint triathlon there were well over 500 people that took part. I think there were like 80 teams, right? And the team's obviously made up of 3 people. So that's a lot. So the 8, 16, 24, that's 240 people over there already. And then there were about 200 people that did the full sprint, so did the entire triathlon, the one that I took part in. And that was, yeah, so it was about 400 plus people that took part. And can I just say how much I despise swimming? Like, I knew I was a bad swimmer, but competitively, I'm an even worse swimmer. Like, I'm literally going to dedicate the rest of the year to focus on swimming, because I did fucking dog shit. Listen to this, right? It's clear to me that I was not ready for this triathlon. I didn't put enough time for it, that I know. And it was clear to me that I'm not the greatest swimmer, that I knew. What was very, very, very clear to me is how unprepared and unconditioned I am for competitive swimming in open waters, right? So the reason why I still feel motivated to do this again, and I want to do better, I'll tell you where I finished and I'll tell you how I did. But the swim, right? I told you how many people took part. 400 plus people, right, were taking part in this event. I came out of the water dead last. Dead fucking last. I was struggling so much. There were so many people in the water. It was super windy this morning as well, so the water was crazy choppy. Like, I was swallowing water, I was struggling to breathe because the water kept hitting my face when I wanted to take a breath, and I was just not having a good time. I had to like take a break on like the lifeguards, like paddle boats and stuff like that. I came last out of the water. I came dead fucking last. Out of like 400 people, I was the last one out of the water. Right. Then we came to the cycle, right? I got into the bike and I started cycling. Probably like 500 meters in, both my quads started cramping. But not just like cramp, like both of them pulled tight. And I was like, what the frick? And so I just continued cycling, hoping that if I continued cycling, it would loosen it up. And then as I continued cycling, I probably got like 700 meters in. Then my calf pulled, my right calf. And I was like, I can't believe this is happening to me. Both my quads and my right calf was cramping like hard. Like every time I pedaled and I put my foot down, like it would cramp. And then it would release when it came up, and then it would cramp, and then release when it came up, and then it would cramp. And I probably did that for like 5 to 10 minutes. I was like, I'm not gonna do this. At that point, I was so depressed. I was like, I wanted to start crying, honestly. Like when I was in the water, and I was watching everyone get out, and I was the only one left. And I know people are trying to motivate you and support you, you know, come on, keep going, you can do it, and all that kind of stuff. But it is really heartbreaking and sad, and it's hard to to be the only one left in the water when everyone else is done, and then the lifeguards and the support crew are just trying to motivate you. They actually asked me if I wanted like help to like the shore, but obviously if they do that, then you can't complete the race. And I was fucking determined to finish this thing, whether it took me fucking 2 hours to get out of that water. I told the lifeguards, no, I'm gonna get there. I'm fine. I'm struggling. This is hard, but I'm gonna get there. And I eventually made it right out, and then obviously people are cheering, woo, congratulations, whatever. I'm like, okay, let's cycle. And then obviously my quads started cramping on the cycle, and I felt even worse. I was like, Matthew, what have you fucking done? You've come here to literally embarrass yourself. You lost out the water. You're 10 minutes into the cycle and your body is just giving up on you. Your quads are cramping, your calves are cramping, probably from the open workout yesterday, I don't know, or I'm just not conditioned enough to do endurance type sports. It's because I fucking squat too much and lift too heavy. My squat and my deadlift is too high to do endurance type sports. But I'm determined to try and balance that out. And so yeah, I was kind of depressed. Like I almost wanted to stop and just be like, what's the point? I'm literally lost. I'm lost. No one would care if I continued. No one is here with me. I'm by myself. I've come all the way to Grabo by myself. No one is here. It's just me. I don't know anybody here. I don't know any event organizers here. I know it's just me. It's literally just me. And so if I stopped, no one would care and no one would know except for me. But then I kept going. I kept going. I made it. Continued cycling, and quads and calves didn't stop cramping. Didn't stop. Probably for like the first 20 minutes, it didn't stop. The quads eventually stopped. It became less and less intense, but the calf I could feel all the time. Like all the time. Every single time I put down, pull, and then eventually kind of went away because I was alternating between pushing with my foot and pushing with my heel. And I got a little bit of a break when there were a little bit of downhills and stuff like that, which made it better. But when the uphills and things got technical and I had to start pumping my legs, then it came back. But when I got to, there was a point, because it was like, it started off like cheap track and then it went to single track. And there was a point where some soft sand, and I was cycling with this like other guy who was kind of next to me, like going back and forth, which is kind of a vibe. But then we got to a point with single track. I was behind them, and then it got to like, my personal opinion, it wasn't even a steep drop, but I guess for the ladies it kind of was. And there were 3 of them, and it was almost like a blind start, and we just dead stopped. And then I dead stopped because it was like a hard break. And then I obviously braked really hard. I took my foot off the pedal and I put my foot down. And the moment I put my foot down, wha-bang, the most intense calf cramp I think I've ever experienced in my entire life. My calf felt like it pulled right up to the back of my knee. And I couldn't like hold it or bend over because I was on my bike and there's people behind me and there's people in front of me. And I was like pulling my face so hard. Oh my word, it was so sore. It was so. And obviously the ladies stopped and they let us, me and this other dude, past them. And as I'm busy pedaling, I'm like, oh my goodness, my calf hurts. It hurts so much. And I literally told the guy in front of me, I was like, dude, I'd be lying right now if I told you my calf wasn't cramping and I'm in pain. But I don't think he heard me because he didn't say anything. And then it slowly like released, probably after like a minute of just hammering it down, and then eventually released. And so again, throughout the entire mountain bike thing, quads and calves in and out, like release or cramp a little bit, release, cramp a little bit, release, cramp a little bit. And yeah, I actually did really well on the mountain bike. Long story short, I ended up passing a lot of people. For something I actually haven't spent that much time doing, I actually did very well. Like the nice thing is, even though I finished last on the swim, on the mountain bike and the run, I didn't get passed. I only passed people, which is good. It made me feel better. It definitely made me feel better as I was busy doing the mountain bike. Especially on the down single track, I just kind of just hit the bumps, hit the curbs and stuff like that. Obviously that's where I guess the less the less extreme people will tend to slow down, but that's where I really take my advantage, when things start getting fast and technical. So I passed a lot of people there, and which made me feel good. Transition to the run. Oh my goodness. So remember when I said when I started the bike, my quads and legs started cramping? When I started the run, my right calf, which was cramping in the beginning of the bike, I probably took 20 steps and it started coming back. I was like, literally, shit you not, for the first kilometer, I had to alternate between a light jog, a fast, like a run, and a walk, because the moment I started running too fast, and my calf would cramp. So I had to start running slowly, and like strike with my heel, because the moment I pushed off with my toes, my calf would cramp, and it started with an uphill. So that was pretty fucking terrible. It was bad. Oh yeah, also my back stiffened up as well, direct from like towards the end of the bike and the start of the run. It's probably because some of the dumbbell snatches on my glutes and legs just pulling really tight. So that was really uncomfortable. But yeah, so the run started very intense. I struggled, but again, I didn't let anyone pass me. I just kept on trotting, kept on moving, walked a bit to wait for my calf to kind of like loosen out, and then start running, feel comfortable, start running a little faster, and then my calf would pull a little bit again, and then I start walking, and then kind of like find myself, and then when I hear someone behind me, I start moving again, start moving faster, slowly passing people. Then we got, I think halfway, we got to like a station where they had some like drinks and bananas and stuff. So I took a cup of Coke, drank some Coke, took a banana, chowed half a banana through that, and then I started feeling quite a lot better. My calf didn't cramp again afterwards, and then then I started feeling really good and started like opening, because I got a little break as well as I was trying the banana and drinking the Coke. Then I really started opening up, finding my stride. There was a little bit of part where we had to like cross or like move through a river for like 50 meters. Actually quite cool. It was nice because it cooled me off and also gave me a bit of a break. And then from there it was just fairly flat, because then we were running alongside like the lake or the dam or whatever, and then I really started opening up, and then I passed a lot of people on that part. And yeah, I guess you kind of want to know how I finished and how I did. Was I prepared enough for this triathlon? Definitely not. Was I fit enough to get through it? Definitely. And I have CrossFit to thank for that, and I have doing assault bike intervals and stuff to help me with the bike and the discomfort and all the one thing I can say CrossFit has really helped with, especially for something like this, is to go and to deal through the mental aspects of physical exhaustion. Because there were a lot of people that were walking or had to climb off the bike and start pushing, and when it got to a point where I felt like that, I told myself I didn't need to, because it's going to be over soon. And if I just keep going, I will get some point, I'll get a little bit of rest and I can recollect myself and I can keep going. So that's one thing I feel CrossFit definitely helps with. It's not just physical fitness and having the ability to just go through something, even if you've never trained for it, even if you've never prepared for it, but that mental toughness, that mental ability to just tell yourself to keep going, because nobody knows what you feel like and you don't know what they feel like, but chances are if you're struggling, they're struggling. So don't show it, and just try and keep going. And so that's what I did, and yeah, it eventually paid off. So out of like 400 plus people, obviously I came last out of the water, only person in the water, lifeguards cheering me on to make it through, right? Then when I finished the race at the end, I finished, I'll post it again afterwards just for a more accurate reading, but I think I finished 44th overall. So 44th over the finish line. I finished 31st for the male division, and then 19th for my age group, or my age division. So running and cycling, I seem to be pretty good at it. Fucking swimming, I suck at swimming a lot, and it definitely needs work. And I'm glad that I did this race, even though it made me fucking depressed in the beginning and I wanted to cry and just give up. It's given me a reason to work on something so I can do better. Because fucking imagine I do better on the swimming. Imagine I don't come last, but somewhere in the middle of the pack. Even if I just finish in the middle of the pack, how much better would I do in the entire race? Like I could potentially do well on this shit, and that's what excited me. Not the fact not the fact that it's done or whatever, but I want to do better, because I know that if I can do better in one of the elements, I can do better overall, and that's exciting. This is a long video, but I hope that you stay to watch it till the end. And that was my triathlon experience, and it started sucky and it got better and it ended up great. I'm definitely going to do more.